Oh, wait, wrong theme song. Wait, that's not the theme song. Let's get it started, people. Whew.
Stats versus facts, ayy. Stats versus facts, ayy. Know where we at on the stats versus facts. Yeah, my boy, hella black, he on the stats versus facts, and you might get smacked by the stats versus facts, ayy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Stats versus Facts. You know where we at, Sports Talk. It's your boy Marshall. I'm here with the crew. What it do, crew? What it do?
What's up, lovely?
You know what it is? You know what it is, Hope.
Yeah. C-Mac. C-Mac, welcome back. And
Thank you.
the Spurs hat. You know where we at.
Spurs and four.
Ooh, with the Spurs hat. Greg, G-Reg, still looking for the money. You know it ain't fun.
Still looking at for that money, man.
Ain't no
Christmas came and went. Money's gone.
Hanukkah came and went.
Yeah.
All right. Merry Christmas to all y'all. I know y'all listen to our Christmas show. So I've already said that before. I'm rhyming. Don't hate the game. Don't hit the player, hit the game. Bars.
Do it to him, Marshall. Don't do it to him. It's too much.
So we had a lot of drama going on in the NFL. And I was like, dang, Cowboys winning as well. I'm like, what the heck is going on this week? Let's go right in and check it out. That's all I got.
It was a wild one, man. It was a wild one.
Man, the Cowboys actually won, and their defense actually held somebody below 20 points.
Yeah, and it was the Eagles, our arch nemesis.
Yeah. That was the first time that happened. Nah, they were still bad. The Bengals were still bad too. Anyway, looked good. Andy Dalton threw like 3 touchdowns, had about 300-something yards, only 1 interception. You had Michael Gallup going off for a couple of touchdowns. Zeke actually rushed for 100 yards, didn't fumble the ball.
He got nervous about his job.
He saw the cut coming behind him.
Because people have been talking about Tony P, and he was like, "Nah, he ain't me." And then they saw him last week, and he's like, "Oh."
About Tony P, he said, "Yo, that boy ain't me, yo."
And then he goes off, and you're like, "Oh." Let me get in gear.
Right. No, he absolutely needed to get in gear. So, Cowboys won that one. They kept their playoff hopes alive and officially eliminated the Philadelphia Eagles from being in the playoffs.
Cry, Eagles, cry. See y'all next year.
Right. I mean, it was a shocker, guys. It really was. I thought for sure the Cowboys might lay down. But
especially after 14-3, right?
Yeah, especially after
like, uh-oh.
the bomb to Deshaun Jackson. I was like, he could come back one game and burn us, you know?
And he always does that backwards going into the end zone. I'm like, I'm tired of seeing this. It's always on us, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. But Hurts is 21 for 39, 342, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Dalton had 22 of 30, as I mentioned, 377, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And Hurts was the leading rusher for the Eagles as well. So he definitely, he didn't have the greatest game, but didn't have the worst game,
Yeah, I think he had 3 turnovers, though, right?
Yeah.
2 interceptions and a fumble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, ball security will definitely be something that they need to work on. But for his, 3rd start, come on. So
I'm surprised their tight ends and their running back out of the backfield didn't kill us. I was like, wow.
Hurts.
That's usually, we can never guard their tight ends.
Right, Hurts and Goddard, although I know Goddard, I believe, got injured, calf strain. And Hurts didn't really kill us.
Ever since he got knocked out in that bar. My man hasn't been the same.
Yeah. So, with the Cowboys winning, they also needed some help. Washington to lose, which they did, to the Panthers 20-13. Haskins started for them after that mishap that he had, and threw 2 interceptions, went 14-28, and he lost his job. Like they cut this man.
Yeah, they literally threw him out of the state.
Yeah.
Just threw him out the club.
They threw him out the club.
You gotta go. You can't be here, but you gotta go.
Yeah, you're not a Washington football team member anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, his football career is pretty much on
The crossroads.
Yeah. It's over. It's over.
You at the crossroads.
Yep. We thought he was going to be something coming out of Ohio State, and that wasn't the case.
That bad karma from Ohio State, man. Something about those QBs.
Yep. That's right.
It's hard to make it out there.
Yep. Tough. But with Washington losing, that opened the door for the Cowboys and also the Giants. And Giants did lose to the Ravens 27-13, but they didn't have to necessarily win that game to keep pace. So now it all comes down to week 17, guys. You got Washington against Philadelphia. If Washington wins, they win the NFC East. They're the number 4 seed. And then in the playoffs. Cowboys, all they got to do is beat the Giants and have Washington lose to the Eagles. They win the NFC East. Giants, same thing. Have Washington lose and beat the Cowboys. Y'all know what's about to happen, right? We know what's about to happen. No.
They're going to tie. They're going to tie.
And Washington goes in.
And then Washington loses. What happens then?
They still go in.
Oh, damn.
Because they have a better record than the Cowboys. The Cowboys have to win.
Okay.
So, but we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen.
You know what Marshall wants to happen.
Oh,
I know that's what Marshall wants.
We definitely know what Marshall wants. He wants that Stephen A. Smith on Monday.
Cracking up on Sunday. It's going to be hilarious. But no, we know what's going to happen, guys. Like, let's just think about it. How many times have the Cowboys gotten to this particular point where it's like, oh, they need to win one game and they'll make the playoffs? 3 times under Jason Garrett. I believe it's happened the past, 4 out of 10 years, something like that, needed to win one game to get to the playoffs, and they weren't able to do it. I don't want the Cowboys to win this last game. Reason why? They win, get in the playoffs. Andy Dalton, number 1, gets that $1 million bonus, and then they also will give Dak a hard time trying to pay him because it'll be like, well, we were bad, but we still made the playoffs without Dak, yada, 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 yada. I don't want to hear that.
Yada, 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 yada.
Yada, yada. I don't want to hear that, man.
Oh my god!
Just like C-Mac don't want to hear that.
No, I don't.
I tell my exes, Marshall, you gotta leave that in the past, man. It's a new era. It's a new era.
New era, baby. New chapter.
I was worried about Philly. I'm like,
Yeah, I was too, but the Cowboys always seem to beat the teams that worried about, and then it's like, oh, it's just the Giants. We'll beat them, and then they end up losing. Because Daniel Jones comes out there looking like the second coming of Brett Favre, and then Gallman comes out there looking like freaking Le'Veon Bell back when he was balling with Pittsburgh, running for about 120-something yards, and then Giants end up beating the Cowboys somewhere along the lines of 38-10, and it's in New York.
and low key, you also get your prediction right too.
Yeah, the Giants win. The Giants win the NFC East. I've been calling it because I was just like, look, I said, how ironic would it be if it came down to the last game of the season? I said, I hope it does. And lo and behold, it's coming down to the last game of the daggum season. Prove me wrong, Cowboys. Prove me wrong. Because whoever wins the NFC East, who do you get to go up against in the first round? The daggum Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Good luck.
Well, let me outline the road to the Super Bowl for us. We go through Tom Brady, then we go through Aaron Rodgers, then we go to Drew Brees, and then we go to Pat Mahomes. That's our road.
Technically, we go back to Tampa Bay because the Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay. But yeah.
Seems like a pretty.
Seems like doable, right?
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Doable.
So we probably won't go through New Orleans because they're probably going to end up losing to somebody. Might have to go through Seattle. Which I'm okay.
Who's going to win over there?
DK running all over. Anyway, yeah, look, I'm going to give you my prediction. Cowboys are going to lose this game by a score 38-10 38-10. Just something tragic. I have a bad feeling about this, fellas. Go lose your game. Because
Like you have
Washington.
every other game, though. To be fair, every other game you've been like, they're gonna lose.
I think we need him. We need Marshall to say we're gonna lose this, so that way we win it.
What's the rallying cry?
38-10. The Giants are gonna win. Washington's going to lose to Philly, and the Giants are gonna win the NFC East, and then the season's gonna be over, and then we can fire Mike McCarthy. I'm happy with
Who's not doing bad?
That's not gonna happen.
I know it's not gonna happen.
They're gonna say injuries, COVID. They're gonna use all these excuses. They're gonna keep him another year.
And get rid of Mike Noel too, because he's garbage too.
That's fair.
Yeah, you can get rid of it for sure.
Mike McCarthy. Yeah.
Yeah, and pay Dak. I just want Dak to get paid, man. That's all I really want. But anyway, what are y'all predictions, man? Tell me, talk to me.
27-13. Daniel Jones had a terrible day. 2 interceptions, 1 fumble.
21-20. Cowboys field goal to win the game.
I think Daniel Jones has about 3 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard goes off. Gallman goes off. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be like 20-3 at halftime. Bad.
My man really does not.
Oh my
want the
god!
hardship.
Wait, you're a Cowboys fan, right?
Oh yeah.
No, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know you know. I'm just talking. Look, 6. We go to the playoffs. Be 6-9, right? Or no, 7-9. I don't want to go in the playoffs as a 7-9 team and then give, Dak a hard time coming back and not paying this man. They need to pay Dak. That's the only reason I want to.
We need to win a playoff game before we pay Dak.
Dak has won a playoff game.
Like, okay, not a wild card game, but sure.
The Cowboys need to play better. They got to play faster.
The whole team we got to do good before we just pay him just because we got to pay him.
Plus, if the Cowboys lose, okay, we get a better draft pick, and then you can try to get somebody good for that secondary. That secondary is garbage.
The lower we get, though, the more likely we'll draft a cornerback. The higher we get, the talent isn't cornerbacks. It's like
Exactly.
So the lower we get in picks, more likely we're gonna get a cornerback.
Right, but Giants, congratulations.
You don't think after Dak's shown that we can have a top, I don't know what we had, top 3, top 5 offense in the whole league when he was going? You don't think that's enough for Jerry to pay him overall?
Because they were still losing. That's Jerry's excuse. That's going to be Jerry's excuse. They were still losing. Like we were 1-3 before he got injured.
He would score like 32 points and we'd give up 35. So.
Yeah, no, that's on the defense. I totally agree with you.
My thing is that, like, why not? If you want to win so bad, why not take a pay cut and spread the money around? Like, you obviously, I don't know, it's just me personally, you obviously don't want to win that bad.
Wait, but who take a pay cut? Dak?
Yeah, Dak. Zeke should have took a pay cut too.
No, Zeke can definitely take a pay cut.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Zeke should have, and then Dak should also.
Why?
To be fair, running backs in the last 5 years. So
why should Dak take a pay cut? The man has been consistent. He's only dealt through Jerry Jones scrutiny the whole time he's been there because he really wanted Tony Romo. Pay Dak his damn money. He don't got to take a pay cut.
What is he gonna do with the money? Like he's gonna be paid, and we're gonna have a lower budget to fill the secondary, like you were just saying, because of that.
We still not gonna have people to pay for the secondary. I mean, we've had the money before to do it for the secondary, but that's apparently not a top priority with the Cowboys. They're gonna try to get another offensive weapon somehow, and they may try to shore up the offensive line since we had a lot of injuries there. But they don't care about the secondary. They said throw on us all day. We'll suck back there and we'll get to your quarterback. Which when we can't, that's when we get blown the hell out. I don't understand the philosophy of Jerry Jones, but I guess his philosophy works after not making the conference
let's score 35 next year, baby. Let's go. Lose by 37. Let's do it. Sell them jerseys, baby.
Score 35 and give him 37. Yep. They run
Would
like
you rather
a 10.
would you rather lose like that or the Bears like 13-10?
13-10.
Yeah, 13-10. Because at least you know your
Just know
defense.
every time your quarterback has it, it's never going to be good.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
just like,
they can get it.
we're not going to do
Hey,
anything.
as soon as they get the quarterback right, then that defense still holds. Then you shoot up. You can't do jack if your defense sucks. You can say we got to get a better quarterback. Well, your quarterback's already putting up 35. What else do you expect them to do?
Yeah.
So, Cowboys are a backwards organization. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cowboys in 4, baby. We'll see you in the Super Bowl.
And Super Bowl 2050.
Still counts.
I'll take that.
All I said was Super Bowl. I didn't say the year.
I feel you. The Seahawks beat the Rams 20-9, claim that NFC West title, and Jared Goff is also hurt. And now the Rams are in jeopardy of not making the playoffs.
Jared Goff is trash. He threw one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen in my life. Threw a fadeaway interception right to the guy.
Fadeaway 3.
Then he hurt himself. Now he's injured. He can't come back to the playoffs.
Yeah. And now you're gonna it's gonna be a battle of the backups because Kyler Murray got injured and Arizona's lost to the 49ers, and now you need it's so weird. It's like you need I guess if Arizona beats the Rams and the Bears win, then the Rams are out of the playoffs or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Chicago lost.
The Bears might even make it.
Yeah, they lost 5 straight.
The fact that the Bears creeped in.
Still might make the playoffs, man. That's crazy.
That's the worst for them because they're gonna have to re-sign Money Mitch. He's gonna finesse the game like Sam Bradford.
Not like Sam Bradford, man. Dominant performance by the Packers over the Titans. They blew them boys out.
Yep.
14. Aaron Rodgers he's about to get MVP this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get MVP this year.
Mahomes shit the bed.
Yeah. Yep. He sure did. But congrats to Rodgers. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. So now the road has to go through Green Bay. I don't know who would get them. I don't know who might be able to beat them. Maybe it's like a Buccaneers team if they beat whoever is out of the NFC East is the lower seed and goes to Lambeau, where they blew him out because Ndamukong Suh scares the living daylights out of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
That's the only team I could see beating the Packers. Otherwise, they might go to the Super Bowl. Would love to see a Packers versus Seahawks NFC Championship game. That's what I would really like to see. I don't want to see the Saints in there. They got that voodoo running around their franchise.
That'd be a good game.
Now, flipping to the other side, fellas. We don't know who the heck is 5 through 7 on the AFC side because that's all up for grabs. I mean, the Steelers finally took care of business, had a good comeback win against the Colts to shore up the division. The Browns didn't help themselves.
Colts choked, right?
Yes. Say it again.
Would you call it the choke job by Colts?
Oh, yeah. Colts choked. For sure. I mean, Big Ben had a great day, though. 34-49, 342 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Juju not doing the dancing on the logos anymore. He had 9 receptions.
AB was right.
Touchdown. Mm-hmm.
AB, you try to tell us about this man. Called AB crazy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest loser was the Browns. I think the Browns were the biggest loser. However, the Steelers apparently aren't going to play Ben Roethlisberger.
Next weekend.
Yeah.
Say it again?
Next weekend, yeah.
Yeah. But they're
So whack-a-mole, Mason Rudolph.
Right. It wasn't Mason. It was it Duck?
Wasn't he the one that got bumped in the head?
Oh yeah, it was Mason against That's what the Steelers are doing. They're trying to knock out
Whack-a-mole.
Myles Garrett again.
Ah,
They're trying to knock out Myles Garrett again. I see what you're doing, Steelers. You
Can't try to
smart.
give him that short neck.
Yeah. I mean, the Colts have an easy game against the Jags. The Titans have an easy game against the Texans. Titans are sitting at number 4 right now. So I mean, all they got to do is beat the Texans, and they're in the playoffs, or they win that division. And then the Colts need either Baltimore or Cleveland to lose. Baltimore is playing the Bengals. So I mean, if the Steelers somehow, I thought the Steelers would be playing their top guys to try to get the number 2 seed, but I guess they don't really care.
Yeah, they're banged up.
Get some rest, and maybe now that seals the Browns' chance of getting into the playoffs. Because I was just like, they're screwed if they have to go up against a Pittsburgh team.
Yeah.
Oh,
Especially when you come to the game with no wide receivers and you decide to throw the ball 53 times and give your running backs 15 carries.
yeah, that didn't make any sense.
I was like, all right, cool.
You literally have the best backfield in the league.
Yeah. I'm like, nah, we don't need to use them. We'll throw to the 5th string wide receivers and the tight ends.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Y'all deserve where you're all at. You deserve Baker. You deserve Cleveland.
Right. Then there's also, the Dolphins. That's the other team. That's 10-5. They played the Bills the last game, which I'm assuming the Bills will probably rest their guys too.
We called it Fitzmagic, baby. Fitzmagic.
Yep. Leading them to the playoff. If they somehow lose that would be tragic to them too. I mean,
What do you think about that last play by the Raiders when Josh Jacobs slid? He didn't want to score, so he slid, and then they kneeled it on 3rd down and kicked a field goal.
Yeah.
To go up by 2 points, and then they gave the ball back with 16 seconds to Miami.
I think you should always score. Don't try to run the clock out on that. Score the damn ball.
Yeah.
At least go up by more points than, what you need. If you try to just do this little chinchy shit, then, you could kick a field goal from 60 yards and luck up and make it.
Yeah.
So
It seemed like a weird call for me.
Yeah, that wasn't smart.
Fitzmagic with no face mask, his face, it was like a movie. He threw it, bomb, face mask, field goal game. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he did it. He absolutely did it. So, I mean, if everybody wins, we could have a 11-5 team not make the playoffs. That's crazy.
That's wild.
I mean, that could be Phillip Rivers. Your last season could have been going 11-5, and you don't make the playoffs, dog. I'd be like, yeah, I gotta retire. I'd be like, I'd have to retire.
Can he afford to retire? You got 9 kids, right? He has a kid every year.
He's got enough. He's got $1 million for each of them.
Yeah, he's like, I need to play at least another 5 years.
He got 1 kid per each playoff appearance. Has he been to the playoffs 9 times? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's been rough for my guy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he has kids out of stress.
Each failed opportunity for playoffs.
The 9 failed opportunities, he didn't make the playoffs. I get it now. Okay.
Got you, Phillip. We figured it out.
All right. All right, Phillip, I see you.
Player.
Yeah. Patriots not make the playoffs for the first time with 11 or 12 years, 11, 12 seasons in a row. I mean, they were like the Spurs of the NFL. Spurs streak ended, Patriots streak ended. Crazy.
All that cheating can't help you now. Time to suffer now.
Spurs didn't cheat though.
Oh no, that's Spurs.
Yeah, I was saying that's the difference. The Spurs
we were just better at everything than everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Coaching, GM, players. Sucks for them.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So
see you in hell, Patriots.
Damn. Well, anyway, I lost where I was. Thanks for that, Greg. Trying to keep a wholesome show. Let's go.
That's our facts.
Let's go. Let's go to the NBA, man. Where do we begin? Let's begin with this. By 50? By 50? You're telling me not having Kawhi Leonard on the floor, y'all lose by 50? 51 to be exact?
I think we figured out, what we already knew. Paul George isn't a leader. You can't guard Luka. Clippers bench is not good. Luke Kennard is not performing like you paid him to. I mean, it's just not looking. I mean, that's not a good rest of your team.
One thing that Paul George did that a leader would do was take blame for it, and that was the most leadership quality I've seen out of him.
I think he finally learned from everybody telling him.
Yeah.
Stop blaming other people, bro.
You know what I think this game taught me for the Clippers? That Kawhi Leonard deserves the MVP. If you go out and lose by 50, his man makes that much of a difference when he comes back. Yeah, you go ahead and give him the MVP if they start winning. Crazy. Kawhi Leonard, you might be getting your first MVP ever. And the only one you'll probably get ever.
Whenever he wakes up.
Whenever he wakes up.
In a coma. Oh my god.
The guy got knocked out by Serge. Good pickup.
You got knocked out.
Oh!
Yeah, that was bad, man.
Yeah.
That was bad. The Nets lost to the Hornets.
That's how we say it in the streets.
They lost to the Nets with the whore in front of it. The Hornets. That was a surprise. The Cavs, well, they were undefeated till tonight, losing their first game to the Knicks. But are they for real, guys? Are the Cavs for real?
I think defensively they look nice. I don't know if they have enough offense to get it done.
Beat the Pistons, beat the 76ers.
They got Sexton and Drummond, and everybody else is like,
Garland, McGee's producing off the bench.
They just lost to the Knicks tonight, so maybe that spectacular run just.
Well, Kevin Love is hurt for I think
3 to 5 weeks.
3 to 5 weeks, yeah. Hey.
And then we had Spencer Dinwiddie go down too for the year.
Felt bad for him. Yeah, by the Nets losing him, now I don't know if they can make the finals. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it goes down. I mean, you would think theoretically Landry Shamet could step up in that role, but he's been iffy. He's been iffy in his last 2 stops. I've seen him with the Clippers and now with the Nets. I don't know if he has it in him to get it done.
You need to bring in Lou. What's his name? Lualu Cabarro.
Is that a wine?
Cabernet.
I was like,
Cabernet Sauvignon.
they need wine? I don't know if that would help them, but
I remember LeBron talking about that 5 years
antioxidants?
ago. Yeah, taking a bath in wine. That might help.
Shout out to Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah.
Timothy Lualu Cabarro. He actually averaged 10.3 points last season too. Or no, that's this season right now. Never mind. That's actually not bad coming off the bench. Coming off the bench is not bad. I mean, in the game against the Hornets, he was 4 for 4 from the field, 3 for 3 from the 3-point line. Maybe this is just his time to step up. Who knows?
We'll have to monitor it and see what they look like afterwards.
Right. We have the Magic are still undefeated somehow.
Markelle Fultz really found him home. He's definitely producing.
Yep, him. They got him, Vucevic, Fournier, Ross. I mean, they have a pretty decent little team. Getting rid of what's point guard?
DJ Augustine.
DJ Augustine. Maybe that actually helped.
An addition by subtraction.
Yeah. So
I need something good in Orlando.
Right.
We've been missing. We haven't seen anything good since like what, Penny?
Dwight Howard.
White
Oh yeah. Well, I forget those years.
losing in the finals, and then Shaq
Yeah,
also
I just
losing in the
forget.
finals.
I just remember Hito Turkoglu.
Oh my goodness, Hedo.
Dwight Howard, Hedo Turkoglu, Jameer Nelson,
Rashard Lewis,
The forgotten guys, Rashard Lewis.
Jameer Nelson, yes, the forgotten ones.
Marcin Gortat.
Oh, Gortat. He should have been in John Wick 3.
Yeah. He'll be in John Wick 4. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get him for John Wick 4.
Just destroy his neck.
What's his name? Courtney Lee. Courtney Lee cost him the finals by missing that layup.
Where does Courtney live?
He was playing for the Knicks. Now it's a who he play for.
I love that game when they do it.
Oh my gosh. I know this one. I know this one.
He said, "Come on, Chuck. Come on, Chuck. Chuck's he's gonna get 2 of them this year." Chuck, who does he play for? The Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh no, Chuck! Come on, you just seen him play the other night, Chuck. You just seen him play.
Or it's like when it's like Shanghai Sharks, like another country. You're like, oh, it's already hard enough.
Shaq, it was Shaq versus Chuck the first year. I think they did it. And, they said, "Where did Aaron Brooks play?" And Shaq said, "The Guangdong Tigers." Ni hao. He said, "Ni hao." He said, "You don't even speak Chinese." Yes, I do.
Ni hao, shut in.
Stuff's rigged.
Yeah. Yeah, man, those guys are funny.
Elevator Ernie.
All right. Oh, the Pacers were undefeated until they lost to the Celtics tonight. Celtics trying to get back on track. Sabonis is balling.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, I came back from injury. Best believe this is my team.
Yeah, man, he does everything.
Brogdon has been playing pretty decent. Oladipo's coming back. He's starting to hit his shots again. Bubble TJ Warren is not there anymore. He's missing every single three.
Come back to earth.
He's coming back down to normal.
Sometimes you got to keep these guys isolated away from the world.
Yeah.
Focus on basketball. You get lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce.
Yep. The Warriors, they're now back at 500 because Oubre decided to hit a three-pointer tonight.
Shout out my guy Oubre.
Yeah.
Light skin assassin.
He was 1 for 4. He only made 1 3-point. He made 1 3-point shot. Andrew Wiggins had a good game tonight. He was 9 and 19. He 5 and 8 from the 3-point line and 27 points. He was on it.
Every once in a while, what is the little thing that sees the shadow?
Groundhog.
Yeah, every once in a while, groundhog see the shadow.
Curry hit 31, 5 and 6. He was 5 and 9 from the 3-point line. They beat the lowly Pistons, who are now 0 and 4. Just
Detroit basketball.
yeah. Get my man D Rose. Get my man D Rose out of there, please.
Yeah,
Don't let him be subjugated to this.
You see his hype video too. I was like, all right, D Rose.
I did.
He's back. And I was like, oh, he's in Detroit though.
Embiid is who every time Embiid has played this season, 76ers win. So we know it's not Embiid's fault. Simmons, step the hell up, man. You need to shoot a jump shot. Make some threes. Do something, bro. Like I cannot have Simmons sitting there if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers only averaging about 17 points. You need to get up above 20 because Harris ain't gonna do that all the time. It's on you, Simmons. You holding the Sixers back from making the finals and being a first to second round exit team.
I think they just need some. I don't think it's in his character to be that aggressive, that leading scorer. I think they need another piece that's gonna be that scorer.
I mean, he had 13 rebounds. I mean,
Well, that's good. You can get the rebounds, but you got to shoot the daggone ball. Be a threat. on the 3-point line, just like how DeMar started doing. The fact that DeMar is doing that is opening up the game for the Spurs.
Is it like I don't know. I don't put too high of a need for a 3-point shooter that's a big man like that. But if he's playing the 2, I think yes, he will get in the way because he had 13 and 11. That's pretty solid. Like you're creating more shots. If you're not taking those threes, you're creating more shots with those rebounds.
That's solid, but you're recognized as being, a step away from one of the best players in the NBA. He's a good defender, sure.
I think that's just hype for us.
If he develops that shot, he's in the top 20 in the NBA. Yeah,
But that's kind of our fault for over evaluating him.
Yeah. You're putting too much. Like I get the fact that you want him to be a great player, but like he is who he is.
You just got to do it. I mean, Rondo didn't want to take those type of shots, but I mean, he would occasionally, and he started hitting them. And obviously you have shooters like Pierce, Allen, and then Garnett hitting shots. Then you have Posey coming off hitting threes, Daniel House coming off hitting threes. I mean, you had some other guys that were shooters. Philadelphia does not have that.
I think their issue is Tobias Harris.
Yeah, that too.
He's getting paid way too much to do what he does.
I agree. But
Yeah, 26 tonight.
he did, but I need that consistently from
Good way to bring that up.
Good job. Good job, buddy. But I know the first couple of games he was not playing well. He had in their loss against the Cavs, 16. And their win against the Knicks, he had 17. And then in their win against the Wizards, was their first game, he had 10.
I just think if he was Bradley Beal or Dame Lillard or one of those people, they'd be in the finals.
Or Ben Simmons can start taking a couple of shots a game and being a threat. I'm telling you, he starts doing that. Man, I need Swish here, bro. I need Swish because he would be like, nah, Marshall's right. It's time. We give him Ben Simmons enough time. Like, bro, you need to shoot the ball, bro.
It's either he shoots the ball and he misses more and you get less chances at scoring, or you tell him not to shoot as much and you get somebody who can actually score.
I'd rather have him shoot because he's gonna be in the opportunity. He's gonna have opportunity to shoot the ball. Like, would you rather have him shoot threes or have Embiid put his big self on the outside and shoot threes? Embiid, stay your ass in the post.
He can shoot. He has a better shot than Ben Simmons.
Well, he takes them. The only way you can improve is if you take them. So Ben, start taking those shots because there are going to be times where Embiid's going to be off because we already know there's certain times during the season and we don't know what the heck Embiid does. Like, he'll have 2 points shooting like 1 for 11 and like 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. I'm like, why are you taking them many 3-pointers? And Philly goes into that little slump that they go into. It would help if Simmons would start being a threat on the outside. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's good because he's a point guard. So he's a pass first point guard. He is what he is. Like, he can figure out how to be aggressive, play elite defense, get rebounds. I think that's as best you're going to get out of him. I don't think he'll ever be a shooter or 3-point shooter. I think he's just that's what he's going to be.
Well, then
that's a very important piece to have on an NBA team.
Well, then if I am Philadelphia, I trade him to Houston and get James Harden. Because you're just going to waste away Joel Embiid's years. You're going to waste away the best of it.
Then your defense gets worse.
Yeah, a little bit. But now you can score the ball. Well, I do. I have to agree because I think Ben Simmons is probably one of the best defenders in the league. But regardless of that, a lot of times Philly is still having tight games when they shouldn't have these tight games. They should be blowing some of these teams out. So I'm just like, if this ain't working, kind of like how the Houston small ball wasn't working, you got to switch it up. You got to switch it up. If he's
I just think they need to
refusing
figure out
take
how to
that,
get Tobias Harris off for another piece, and they'll be good.
I don't know who really wants Tobias Harris.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So knowing that that's the problem, I'd go with James.
That's like getting rid of Dak. It's like you're not going to get rid of one of the most important pieces to get another piece that doesn't work.
But if Simmons is not willing to take that next step, we already know what Harden is. Plus, Harden can pass too, and he's pretty much all around, and he can get shots up. He can shoot. It's not that he has Harden, and that's my other thing. Has Harden really played for a coach that makes him play defense? Because Doc's gonna make him play defense.
I think he played in OKC.
For Billy was not Billy Donovan. What's his name? Coaches the Wizards now.
Scotty Brooks.
Scotty Brooks. Scotty Brooks, and he actually, people have alluded back to this. Harden actually did play defense the first couple years of his career. It's not that he can't play defense; he just doesn't. But if Doc makes him buy in, I think he'll start to play a little bit. Now he's not as good a defender as Simmons. I totally get that. However, he can pass the ball and he can shoot. He's tough to cover on the offensive side. You send Simmons right now to Houston. Obviously, you have John Wall and Cousins and Wood. So now Simmons really kind of becomes a Draymond Green type.
Then you have Christian Wood and Ben Simmons. You have a real future.
Yeah, I think they could, but I make that trade if I am Philly to get Harden, trade Simmons. I know he's younger than Harden. I get it, but if you're Philly, like the time really is now, because if you have one more bad injury to Embiid, that's pretty much it. Then you're gonna have to search for another big man, and you're gonna be screwed.
They're just in trouble, really, honestly. I mean, I think you can buy, and it looks like you can get Embiid to buy in and be dominant. If he should be 30 and 10 every night. Like, there's no reason why he can't be that.
He's pretty much been there for the first 3 games. He's had 31, 29, and 29, and he didn't play again.
The big thing with him is to buy into getting into shape, being disciplined, because he comes in the season always out of shape. He gets injured because he's too heavy. There's just issues. And then you have Ben Simmons, who doesn't really have confidence, or I guess I would call it, I don't want to call it a heart, because that's kind of a bad stab at somebody, but you've seen it since college. He's kind of just wanted to do his thing and not really. And then you're trading for Harden, who's proven to be who he is, more
Right.
concerned with himself and not really wanting to win.
Right. He is who he is. He's one of the better offensive players in the league. And
All time.
Yeah. As much as I don't like his game particular times, I can say one of the best free throw shooters of all time. I'll just put that there. But having that, to boost from Simmons 15 a game to having a Harden's 30 a game, I mean, that's a 15-point swing from the offensive side. I understand you get worse on the defensive end, but I think they can cover that up. I think they can kind of cover that up a little bit. I mean, again, it's kind of like the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, great QB, but then you score 35, give up 37. I think Philly would be good enough to score 120 and only give up 115, as opposed to scoring 105 and giving up on occasionally 111, 112, to where teams are just barely getting over you, but they're still getting over you, because it's hard to go. It's hard to play defense in the NBA because there's so many. You come off of a screen, get hit, guys can sell fouls like crazy, go to the line. I mean, Harden's one of the best at doing that. So I don't know.
It's up to the GM to see what the better approach is. Can they find another scorer to put with Ben and Embiid, or can they find auxiliary pieces to put around Harden and Embiid?
Right. And Daryl Morey is the GM now, so
And he loves Harden, so
yeah, absolutely. So that's why I think that would be a good fit. Uh, other team I wanted to mention, yo, Atlanta is for real. Atlanta is for real. It's early. I get it. It's early, but that's a team to watch. And kind of like I was telling you guys early on, let's watch out for them Hawks because they're gonna be tough.
yeah, my issue was never their offense. They're one of the best offenses in the league. My concern was always defense. They're about average right now, and I think once they get Chris Dunn, they'll be a little better. But that
Yeah,
will be always my concern with them.
right. They have a good test against Brooklyn coming up on Wednesday, so we'll see where they are from there. They just beat the Pistons the other day. I mean, Trey had 29.
Yeah.
You had Rondo come off the bench, 12 and 8, 2 or 3 from the 3-point line. I mean, he himself is a good defender. So I mean, even if you get,
It's gonna be interesting because the history of seeing little guards get abused in the playoffs is real.
but I mean, look what he did. Look at what he did with the Lakers. You know, Bogdanovich had 17, 5 or 7.
I'm talking about Trey Young, not Rondo.
Oh, Trey Young. Yeah, I mean, Trey Young reminds me of Curry. You know, it's just kind of that same.
Was Trey Young like 5'10"?
No,
Curry
Trey Young's
6'3".
Yeah, Trey Young's about 6'1".
Oh, Curry 6'3".
6'1", 180.
Yeah, he's 6'1". He's a little bit shorter than Curry, but I think he's also a little bit quicker than Curry.
Yeah, he's a little bit more athletic. I mean, it's also because of his ankle injuries. That's
Right, Curry
not
gets
as
a lot
quick.
of ankle injuries.
So I mean,
Right.
Curry makes up with his way better shooter.
Say
yeah.
again?
He's a way better shooter than Trey Young.
Curry?
Yeah.
Overall, yes, but this season, he
It's
did
like
make 105 in a row.
What year is it for Curry compared to Trey Young though?
Oh yeah, I get that. And look at the teams. I mean, obviously, it's you can argue that Atlanta has a better team than Golden State right now until Clay comes back next year.
Chris, what is Trey Young's career 3-point percentage?
So last year, Steph had 20. In the regular season, he had a 24.5%, and Trey Young had.
I'm talking about career overall.
Career overall.
I think Curry's over 40%. Trey Young's probably like at 36.
43 and
Trey Young's
35, yeah. 43, 45, yeah.
There's a big difference.
Trey Young shot 42.1% last year. I'm not saying overall the body of work. I know Curry, is a better shooter, but I'm just saying this year, and Curry was injured last year.
Yeah.
Trey's been in the league for what? This is his third year, second
It's
year?
his third year.
This is his third year?
Yeah.
So, and Curry had all those injuries at the beginning of his career, too. So, once Trey kind of gets it going, and if he gets into the playoffs, I don't think Curry and the Warriors got into the playoffs until his, like, 5th year in the league.
Yeah, I mean, because you have to, for Curry and Trey Young, you have to build a team that's superior defensively to make up for how bad defensively they're not good at, and that takes time. It's hard to find the right pieces to do that.
But also, go ahead.
No, good.
I was gonna say it also helped that Curry had Clay, Splash Brother. They started splashing and everything. You had David Lee, who was a veteran and was still putting up about 20-something a game. Draymond came in. Harrison Barnes was still putting up about 20. So you had a young core. That's what they're trying to do in Atlanta. Have Trey Young, Cam Reddish, both still young. DeAndre Hunter, Capella, Collins. They picked up Bogdanovich. Herder.
Yeah.
You're trying to build up a team full of shooters. Obviously, it's not going to be anything comparable to the Splash Brothers of Curry and Thompson, but they're like, yo, Trey can be that guy. Plus, I don't think Trey is as reckless, and some of his passing is Curry. Because sometimes Curry could be a little reckless. I
Mhm.
don't think Trey is as reckless. He's a little bit, like you mentioned,
What
more
is his
athletic.
career turnover rate? I know his career assists are like 6.6.
Career 4.2 for Trey, and uh, Steph is at 3.1.
For career. I wonder what he was for his first. I got to see what he was for his first 3 years in the league.
Steph?
Yeah.
3.1, 3.1, and 2.5.
For his first
Mm,
first
yeah.
3 years.
So they've all been around 3, like
Okay,
rounding
so
up. It's all
okay, so he has had less um than Trey. I don't know. It just seems like when I see him doing his passes, like they are of fancy, but when you have guys that can hit shots like that,
I just didn't
Mhm.
think in a couple critical moments he made mistakes,
Yeah.
and
And I
that's what
think
it's amplified by.
it's tougher for, I don't want to say it's tougher, but like it kind of is because Trey was with the Atlanta Hawks and they're expecting him to come out like college and just perform on the NBA level. And his team wasn't as good the first 2 years. And this year,
right,
their team's like pretty solid now. So,
right.
Yeah.
And Trey is averaging 8.6. It's 8.6 assists per game, which is more than what Curry had.
I think that's what he's better. That's the one area that he's better in. Curry is passer.
Right, 23.8 points per game. So I mean, yeah,
so far, their average assist right now is the same. So we might be seeing Steph having to get more assists this year because his team is not as good. I don't know.
right,
Yeah.
right. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to
Yeah. I'm interested in Atlanta to see how their defense comes along and what overall they end up doing as a whole team.
right. Now, one thing that made the Warriors as good as they were was having a good bench. I mean, the Warriors were at their height of their power when their bench was good. I know they added KD and they won 2 championships in a row. I get that, but they still had some type of bench presence. When their bench started deteriorating, Iguodala got old, Livingston got old. They let go of Ian Clark. McCaw got hurt. I know he gave a little bit. They let go of Spates and Azili, and like they started getting too top heavy. When they won their first championship, they had Barbosa coming off the bench, giving them about 10 a night. They had Livingston, Iguodala, Ezeli was coming in. They were throwing alley oops to him. They had
Most
Barnes.
Bates.
Yeah, Mo Spades started. Then they had Barnes and Green, Curry Thompson, and Bogut at the starting off. And then when Bogut got hurt, the second year they were all together, and they went on that 30-something game win streak. Ezeli was at the center position, and they were just throwing him alley oops and just hitting shots. I mean, it was annoying to watch, but it was a beautiful thing to watch because they were damn near unstoppable and really could have won it all. Obviously people say they lucked up against the Thunder because the Thunder choked, but then the Warriors did the same thing. But about Draymond getting suspended and Bogut getting hurt.
Yeah.
Stuff happened. So
The missed things are how good they were defensively and how good they were at sharing the ball.
right,
The two things that are missed amongst that team.
right, and that's what I want to see if Atlanta can build up is how good they're able to share the ball and, like you mentioned too, the defensive.
Yeah.
So
Stay tuned, Atlanta.
Stay tuned, Atlanta. Last team I wanted to cover. Well, we can cover it. Well, last two teams. The Lakers, 2-2 right now. They lost one to the Clippers on opening night, and then also lost one to the Trailblazers last night. Damian Lillard dropped 31 in probably his best game of the season. He had been struggling a little bit towards the beginning. And then Gary Trent Jr. came alive from the bench, had 28. He's a tough one too. He's a tough one too. And McCollum had 20. McCollum's actually he's been playing pretty good in the first little bit of the season.
Not his best shooting night, but yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't his best shooting night, but he's kind of been carrying them for the first couple of games. What were you saying, Greg?
I was like, he knows you don't want to be traded.
Right.
The annual Chris McCollum, CJ McCollum trade.
Yeah. You know how I did on that one. The Lakers, I don't think there's really much to worry about other than their bench, how consistent their bench is going to be. And Harrell will be okay. Kuzma, Wesley Matthews looks bad.
Gasol.
Yeah, Gasol's starting. He looks washed.
Based off
And
of
they
the
kind of attacked-
stats, when Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell were in and Wesley Matthews, that's when they gave up the game. Like their plus minus. Montrezl Harrell had a negative 20. Kuzma had a negative 23. Like that's mind blowing.
And you saw it in the game. They went after Harrell
Mhm.
defensively. They targeted him over and over again.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Schroeder playing well at the PG position. LeBron and AD are kind of. I mean, LeBron had a good game, 29, 9, and 6. AD only had 13 and 10. They got to get on the right. They got to get on the same page of both dropping about 25 plus a night each. It'll come together. I think it'll come together.
And that's probably some of Portland's idea is, like take AD out.
Yeah. Yep. Now, a guy that I think the Lakers really need to insert more, especially over Wesley Matthews, would be Talen Horton-Tucker. Like the dude,
I think there's too much upside
yeah, I agree.
for him. Like we know what Wesley Matthews is like at what he's gonna be at this point in his career.
Right.
Horton has this kind of upside up here. And
Right.
You gotta
He's a way better defender.
Yeah, you got to put him in there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
What did he average, like 6 minutes last game?
He had 10 last game. He was 3 of 6, 6 points, for 2 on the 3-point line. And in the previous couple games before that, he only had. I just came. Hold on a second.
Against Minnesota, he had 21 minutes and 12 points. Then against Dallas, he had 7 minutes and 5 points. And then the first game against the Clippers, he only played 11 and had 6 points.
Right. So he's not averaging that many minutes, but it's like the dude just dropped 31 in the preseason. Ripped Kawhi like twice. I mean, he was balling.
I think you're gonna need him later down the road in the playoff situation. You might as well start getting him ready and seeing what he can do.
Right. I would actually, dare I say, I may actually start him over Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and let Pope come off the bench because he did better to me coming off the bench last season.
Yeah, their bench needs help because that last game proved it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, losing Rondo, Bradley, even though he didn't play in the bubble with them, I mean, those two hurt, especially Rondo. So
Rondo.
the other team I wanted to discuss would be the Denver Nuggets. Man, Jamal Murray is kind of reverting back to old Jamal Murray, as in the guy that he's not that
Inconsistent.
Yeah.
One day he'll drop 26, 30. Next day he'll drop 9.
Yeah. And granted, they beat the Rockets the other night. Jokic had a triple-double, 19. He had 18 assists and 12 rebounds, 19, 18, and 12. A consistent 8 of 11 from the field goal percentage and 101 from the three-point line. That's a solid game.
That's a man right there. That's when I realized I was a boy. When I saw that stat line, I was like, that's a man. I'm a boy.
As Scooter Magruder says, Nikola Jokic is a grown man. Millsap had a good shooting day too, 19 points, 7 of 8 from the field, and 3 of 4 from the three-point line. You had Harris drop 14, probably his best game of the season. Porter dropped 14. Murray had 21. Barton with 11 off of the bench. I know he's like, I need to be starting. They need that punch off the bench, buddy.
That's a little scary when you're some guy your bench is like, I need to be starting. Like,
All right. And then Morris
chemistry issues.
Morris had his best game of the season, 12 points, 5 of 7. field goal. So yeah, and they only played Bobo 5 minutes, but he had a nice volleyball block.
Bobo.
Need to play him more.
How many more games? How many more losses till we see Bobo
They're not gonna play
get more than 5 minutes?
They're not gonna play him. They're gonna play Dozier before they played him.
Shout out to Ahmad. It's our boy Ahmad right there.
My goodness. Yeah, they're not gonna play. I don't know. It's.
Just don't understand why.
I don't understand why. While I'm here, the Rockets, Harden at 34. I mean, he's still performing. He's still balling out. Christian Wood is playing well. Christian Wood
It's a
is
deadly combo. I wish they would stay together, to be honest.
Let's gonna stay together.
Together.
John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins did not play this last game because of COVID protocol. Because was it Kenyon Martin's son?
Yeah, I want to get haircuts, right?
Went to get haircuts and they got COVID. Boy, what the heck?
KJ. Man us down, man.
You let us down, man. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, that's the NBA in the nutshell. So, guys, this is our last show before the new year.
Forever? Oh, I was like, what? You canceling or you're firing me? What's happening?
Oh my goodness! Don't ever say that. We'll live on.
I was like, don't fire me.
Ride to the night.
It's on my day off. Don't fire me.
I can't fire you. I can't.
Please.
Now, this is the last show for the year, for this 2020 year. And, we thought of giving some of our favorite sports plays and sports moments of the year. I mean, there was only about 3 months of joy before COVID hit.
Yeah.
Of everybody coming together. So, Greg, give me your top 3 sports moments of 2020.
It's not my favorite moment, but I'd be remiss not to mention, obviously, Kobe dying in January. That was probably my most, not memorable, but like most impactful memory of this 2020.
Okay. I'll change it. 3 most either impactful or, greatest sports moments.
So Kobe's for one. Obviously, Cowboys drafting CD Lamb. Let's go. LSU just smacking everybody.
Okay.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good one. C-Mac.
Nate Robinson getting knocked down.
Come on, man.
His hat name is
Little
Greg,
Nate
all your
Dogg.
hate comments to that.
Jake Paul's Jake Paul's son.
Take that grave, Chris. Let's keep it.
Put my shovel on. For real though, seriously, I would say third is Adesanya winning his title defense fight. That was amazing to watch. 2 would be Liverpool winning the Premier League earlier this year, and then not even though I'm a fan, just they haven't won one in years, like decades. And then the number 1 would probably have to be what Greg said earlier, was that Kobe passing away and then LeBron and the Lakers winning the title in the bubble. So I think that combination of the passing and then winning the title was just it's what the history books call for.
I'm gonna kind of switch a little bit, and I'm gonna give my 3 best sports moments, and then the 3 most impactful moments in sports. So, for the 3 most impactful, yeah, the Kobe passing with LeBron and the Lakers winning the championship. I think that was the most impactful moment. That's number 1 for me. Number 2, I would have to say, ooh, that's tough. Not having March Madness this year, that was pretty impactful.
Well,
That was pretty impactful. Now I'm gonna put that number 3. Number 2, I would have to say just kind of the NBA coming together and just kind of using their voices for a change. I think that was really impactful for this year. I mean, we had a playoff game get canceled, then another playoff game, and then just the whole slew of playoff games got canceled. They stopped the NBA playoffs right in the middle of it. No forfeits, nothing like that. It's just, we need to see some change. So those are the 3 impactful. Now the 3 greatest sports moments of this year. Number 1, no, I'm gonna start from number 3. Number 3, it's gotta be that knockout, that kick in the UFC. I can't remember his name. What's his name? The guy who
Chris, don't say Jake Paul.
No. He's a middleweight in the UFC. He literally works at CBS, and he's had like 2 great knockouts. He tried to kick the guy caught his kick, and then he knocked him out with the spinning kick.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Brother, I can't remember your name. I apologize.
I want to see the UFC do the top 10 knockouts of 2020, or top 10 submissions or whatever.
Yeah. So that tied for me with Khabib winning. After his father passing.
Oh yeah.
That tied for number 3 for me. Number 2, do you remember his name, C-Mac?
Who?
The one that did the knockout.
Oh. I'm just making. I'm making a note for Instagram. You gotta make those IG posts. So that's fine.
There we go. What IG model are you looking at?
No, get your head out of the gutter.
What was his name?
I got it right now. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay. Number 2, I think it would have to be. Oh man. This year.
Tough. They're all kind of like blend together. It's hard to separate everything.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about the Dodgers winning the World Series.
Yeah, I didn't care about the Lightning winning.
It was Joaquin Buckley.
Joaquin Buckley. Yeah. That knockout was disgusting. That knockout was disgusting.
Yeah.
Number 2. Ooh. Man. Probably the Nuggets beating the Clippers. I think that would have to be number 2 for me. That had to be number 2.
The whole bubble situation was wild.
Yeah.
You just see people like getting roasted for 50 points and then them seeing each other like getting ice next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different times.
Right. But the number 1.
Daniel House sneaking in that girl. The
Lemon
tester.
Tyler going to the restaurant for some ribs.
Oh yeah.
Lemon pepper Lou, baby. But the number 1 best sports moment of the year was that All-Star game, that NBA All-Star game. That had to be the number 1 best sports moment of the year. That thing was something special. That game was
It actually had meaning. Like there had to be like
a
winner to this certain amount of points, rather than it's the fourth quarter. You know, we got 12 minutes, whatever. La, la, la.
Yeah, we'll just go do like a little dunk show, maybe play a little hard. Like they were playing hard. Like you had some guys that actually like, yo, we got to play defense, or else we're gonna get exposed. Kyle Lowry was taking charges. Giannis was on LeBron blocking him. Embiid hit LeBron with a little dream shake. I was like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like that was
Yeah, and seen that intensity for a while.
yeah, that was fun. That was really, really fun.
Since when Michael and Kobe went at each other.
Yeah.
And Jermaine O'Neal fouled Kobe.
Yeah.
Bro, I still hate Jermaine O'Neal for that.
Yeah.
And he missed that punch to knock that dude out in the
Palace
of the Palace. Two reasons I don't like Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah.
Other than that, great guy.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Very positive on Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, I think that would have to be my number one, guys. Dunk contest was all right, and you know the 3-point contest was okay, you know, but I think that would definitely have to.
Didn't we watch it together? Wasn't I faded? Weren't with you?
We watched it. We watched it at
Hooters. At a restaurant establishment.
We watched it at Hooters.
Sorry, we don't get sponsorships. So I didn't want to mention the name.
Oh, no free ad. No free ad
ads over
space.
here.
No free ad. I mean, we could do a product placement if you want to. I mean,
That'd be awkward.
I got room. I got extra share.
Here's the
We watched it and saw Hooters.
Basically.
We also had some wings. That's what we did.
I just had drinks.
Was Tyler there too?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, whatever, dude, go win. That's my guy.
Yeah, we sure did. So yeah, guys, it's been a really crazy 2020. They say 2020 is hindsight. Yeah, this is definitely hindsight, boys.
Oof, man, what a year.
What a year. But that's gonna do it for the final show of this year, man. 2021 coming up. Coming up.
2021.
2021.
Ooh,
We're gonna have a
2020.
start date. No, not yet.
Well, they call me the stepdad.
Yeah.
Everybody's my son.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No. As always, please follow us, Stats versus Facts Sports Talk on YouTube. Yo, Anchor, Spotify, all that is coming back soon. It's coming back soon, my way. Coming back soon. Because, you know, if you ain't got that VS, you listening to some BS.
.fm.
That's right. That's right, man. Follow us on Twitter, Instagrams, SVF Sports Talk. You already know. And then also Spurs versus everybody. Go follow that too. Be coming with the heat because the Spurs are coming for the rack this year. I hope.
We're coming hard.
Back and messes everything up. Anyway,
this guy, man, just the hate in his heart for Derek White.
God,
We pray for you. We pray for you 2021, Marshall. I'll light a Manu Ginobili candle for you.
Yes, please.
Please, Heavenly Manu, take the hate out of his heart of our friend Marshall.
Yeah,
the love you have for Bobo is the exact opposite of the amount of hate you have for Derek White. It's like the polar opposite. The happiness I see in your eyes when you say Bobo.
Say Bobo! Bobo! Bobo!
And then the hatred of Derek White. The anger.
Derek White.
Because Bobo should be playing, and Derek White, I mean, he can still play, but like $73 million, bro, for 4 years.
It's not that expensive.
Yeah, it is for a small market franchise like the Spurs. I'd rather pay Julius Randle.
Dear God.
Chill.
He dropped 2 triple doubles. What you want? We need a big man. Trey Aldridge for Julius Randle. Anyway,
You have to edit that, Chris, please.
I will. I'll bleep it out. This type of content will not be aired in the region of San Antonio.
Can't support this kind of content. trying to get sponsors.
This this type of speech should be censored.
So y'all, next year I may have a whole new cast because I'm firing C-Mac.
Let's go.
It is what it is.
Hey, I'm
Hey,
gonna need
man.
that 2K. So please sign that stimmy for me. That's stimmy. After I get fired, so let's get it done.
Shout out Popeyes that I didn't have today.
2-piece on a Tuesday.
Yep, no chicken for a buck on a Tuesday. C-Mac, G-Reg, I appreciate y'all. You have stuck with me through the years, through thick and thin, through quarantine and quarantine. I know it's the same word. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Bars.
Same emojis.
We will be going live with in-person shows hopefully it's very, very soon. So y'all stay tuned for C-Mac and G-Reg. It's been your boy Marsh. And we will catch y'all next time on that.
Stats versus facts. Stats versus facts. You know where we at on the stats versus facts. Yeah, my boy, hella black on the stats versus facts. And you might get smacked by the stats versus facts.
And we'll catch y'all next year.
.fm.